Did you know that some of the most astonishing and intriguing facts about celebrated actors were only revealed after their deaths? From Marlon Brando's unexpected romantic exploits to David Cassidy's deceit about his dementia to his family and the public, here are 20 actors and the astonishing revelations about them posthumously. Audrey Hepburn's story is particularly notable. Audrey Hepburn's ascent to fame began in the early 1950s after being discovered by novelist Colette, who insisted Hepburn play the lead role in the Broadway adaptation of her novel. This role catapulted her into the Hollywood spotlight, leading to her iconic role in Roman Holiday. Her portrayal of Princess Anne not only won her the Academy Award for Best Actress, but also marked the start of a luminous film career. In her later years, Hepburn became a prominent activist for UNICEF. She passed away on January 20, 1993, at the age of 63, succumbing to appendiceal cancer, a rare type of cancer that originates in the appendix. Few were aware that Hepburn had been skillfully using her talents for a greater cause since her early days. During World War II, while in the Netherlands, Hepburn actively supported the Dutch resistance against the German occupation. Known as the Sabrina actress, she performed at clandestine black evening shows, which were prohibited by the Nazis and aimed to raise funds for refugees escaping the regime. She also played a vital role in assisting Allied bomber pilots shot down over the Netherlands by providing them with crucial information, phrase books, and money to evade capture. Although Hepburn alluded to these activities during her lifetime, it was only after her death that her claims were substantiated by researchers. Additionally, a 2020 film about Audrey Hepburn unveiled her deep-seated sadness and pain, secrets she had kept hidden. This included the emotional scars left by her father, as detailed in a 1992 Life magazine interview aired for the first time in 2020. In this interview, Hepburn shared how her father's departure, when she was just 6 years old, was a significant trauma that forever marked her, leaving her perpetually insecure. "My father leaving was the first major blow I suffered as a child," she said. "It was a trauma that left a deep imprint on me, rendering me insecure for life. He just disappeared one day, and Mother told me he had gone on a trip and would not be returning. My mother couldn't stop crying, and as a child, you try to comfort her, but you can't fully grasp the situation." Joan Crawford, an emblematic figure of classic Hollywood, passed away on May 10, 1977, at the age of 73. She died of a heart attack in her Manhattan apartment, marking the conclusion of an era dominated by the studio system in which she was a key player. Born Lucille Fay Lesueur, Crawford's career took off as a chorus girl on Broadway, before making a significant leap when she signed a contract with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer in 1925. Known for her magnetic screen presence, Crawford was also infamous for her intense rivalry with Bette Davis, her commanding sexual allure, and her philanthropic endeavors, which notably included the private adoption of 5 children throughout her life. A year after her death, a startling expose about her role as a mother came to light when her daughter Christina Crawford published her memoir, Mommy Dearest, in 1978. The book painted a harrowing portrait of a childhood plagued by abuse at the hands of the Hollywood legend. One of the more shocking claims detailed an incident when Christina, at 13, endured a severe beating from her mother, fearing it might end in strangulation. In an interview with Larry King, Christina recounted that this was the final episode of physical violence between them, as she resolved to protect herself if it ever happened again. However, another attack followed, spurred by Crawford's suspicion of Christina making a romantic advance towards her husband, Halford Steele. Christina described enduring night raids by Crawford, who, inebriated, would rouse her children from sleep and force them to clean for hours, often messes they hadn't made. Additionally, Christina disclosed an instance where she was starved for days after refusing to eat an undercooked, bloody steak, a method her mother used to exert further control. In a 2019 interview with The Guardian, Christina reflected, "My mother should have been in jail." Heath Ledger's career in acting initiated with television roles in his native Australia before he ventured to the United States to further his career in film. His breakout performance in the teen comedy 10 Things I Hate About You set the stage, but it was his posthumous role as the Joker in the 2008 Batman movie, The Dark Knight, that cemented his legacy as an extraordinary actor. During the production of this film, Ledger was determined to present a version of the Joker that was entirely unique, unlike anything audiences had previously seen. To deeply immerse himself into the Joker's psyche, Ledger secluded himself in a hotel room for approximately 6 weeks. This period of isolation was spent refining his portrayal. He kept a journal, reviewed source material, and experimented with different vocal tones to perfect his character's eerie voice. Tragically, Ledger passed away on January 22, 2008, at the young age of 28, due to an accidental overdose of prescription medications. His death occurred just months before the release of The Dark Knight, which led to a posthumous Oscar win for his riveting performance. The contents of his journal, which he maintained during his preparation for the role, were later revealed by his father in the 2008 documentary Too Young to Die. This journal included chaotic ramblings and inspirations that helped Ledger stay in character. Photos of hyenas, film stills from A Clockwork Orange, clown makeup sketches, and Joker cards. One notable entry included a photo of Ledger in his Joker makeup, adding a personal touch to the collection. The journal also featured writings from the Joker's viewpoint, listing things he found amusing, such as aides and geniuses suffering from brain damage. The journal cover was distinctively marked with the words "The Joker," accompanied by an image of an elephant and a man in a hat on a checkered floor. Poignantly, the last page of the journal simply bore the words "Bye-bye," handwritten in large letters, signaling the end of Ledger's deep and dark journey into this iconic role. Robin Williams. In 2014, the entertainment world was shaken by the unexpected death of Robin Williams, a tragedy that sent ripples of sorrow across his vast audience and peers who cherished him from his early stand-up days through his prolific television and film career beginning in the 1970s. Williams first shot to fame with his role as the endearing alien Mork in the hit TV sitcom Mork and Mindy. This role showcased his unique comedic style, which he carried into successful film roles, including his performance as an unorthodox radio VJ in Good Morning, Vietnam, earning him an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor. Away from the spotlight, Williams was candid about his struggles with depression, alcoholism, and drug addiction, which significantly impacted his personal life. When Williams passed away in August 2014 at the age of 63, speculation abounded regarding his mental health and past addictions. However, the true cause of his demise was far more complex. An autopsy revealed that Williams was afflicted with a lesser-known brain disease called Lewy body dementia. This condition is characterized by severe mood fluctuations and cognitive decline, and it was identified as the likely cause of his death. His wife provided crucial insights after the autopsy, clarifying that depression was only one of many symptoms caused by the disease and not the primary cause of his death. She recounted, "The doctor asked me after the autopsy if I was surprised that Robin had Lewy bodies throughout his entire brain and brainstem. At the time, I wasn't even familiar with what Lewy bodies were, but I answered, 'No, I'm not surprised.'" This revelation brought to light the immense challenges Williams faced with his health, which were largely unknown to the public before his death. John Candy, a cherished Canadian actor and comedian, was celebrated for his warm humor and the unforgettable characters he portrayed on screen. Yet, not everyone is aware of the reason behind his decision to turn down a highly sought-after role on Saturday Night Live. According to Doug Hill and Jeff Weingrad's book, Saturday Night: A Backstage History of Saturday Night Live, Lorne Michaels was eager to bring the up-and-coming Candy into the fold in 1981. Candy was offered a spot on the cast of SNL, a gig that could have significantly boosted his career, positioning him among the pantheon of comedy greats who launched their careers on the iconic show. However, Candy made the unexpected decision to decline the offer. At that time, he was already a prominent member of the Canadian sketch comedy show SCTV, where he was recognized for his versatile comedic abilities. More importantly, SCTV offered him stability and allowed him to stay in Canada close to his family, which he valued deeply. The book suggests that Candy was conflicted about being caught between the two shows, which contributed to his decision. However, more insights came to light recently, providing another reason for his choice. On the 30th anniversary of Candy's untimely death at age 43, his daughter Jennifer shared with the media that her father was the quintessential family man. She revealed that the hedonistic culture of SNL during its heyday, characterized by the party lifestyles of its stars, was a major deterrent for him. That's the reason he didn't want to do Saturday Night Live. He knew the lifestyle wasn't going to be healthy for him. He was smart in that, she explained. This revelation highlights John Candy's profound commitment to his family and his foresight in making a decision that, while surprising to many, aligned with his personal values and priorities. Chadwick Boseman rose to fame with his compelling portrayal of Jackie Robinson in the film 42, which dramatized the challenges and achievements of the first African American to play in Major League Baseball. However, it was his iconic role as T'Challa, the Black Panther in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that solidified his status as a global superstar. Boseman was just 43 years old when he passed away on August 28, 2020, after privately battling colon cancer for 4 years. Diagnosed with stage II colon cancer in 2016, the disease eventually advanced to stage IV before his passing in 2020. Throughout his illness, Boseman chose not to disclose his condition publicly. As reported by The Hollywood Reporter, only a very few outside of his family were aware of his health struggles, and even fewer knew the full extent of his condition. Unbeknownst to fans and most of his peers, Boseman continued to work on major film projects while simultaneously undergoing cancer treatment. Among his remarkable contributions during this period was his performance in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, released in the year of his death. This role earned him a posthumous Academy Award nomination. Boseman was also scheduled to star in the sequel to Black Panther, slated for release in 2022. The day after his death, a tweet from his family announcing his passing became the most liked tweet in history, receiving over 6 million likes in less than 24 hours, reflecting the profound impact of his loss on fans and colleagues across the entertainment industry. Marlon Brando, often celebrated as one of the greatest actors in cinematic history, passed away on July 1, 2004, at the age of 80. The cause of his death was respiratory failure due to pulmonary fibrosis and congestive heart failure. Brando's passing marked the end of an era in Hollywood, but it also led to surprising revelations about his private life. The legendary actor was relatively open about his sexuality during his career, referencing same-sex experiences and effectively confirming that he was bisexual, an extraordinary admission in an era rife with homophobia. However, in 2018, 14 years after his death, a new and unexpected detail about his personal life surfaced. During an interview with Vulture, producer and musician Quincy Jones claimed that Brando had been romantically involved with several notable men, including author James Baldwin, comedian Richard Pryor, and musician Marvin Gaye. The claim about Brando and Pryor sparked significant public curiosity and debate. Initially dismissed by Pryor's daughter, the alleged relationship was later confirmed by Pryor's widow, Jennifer. She revealed to TMZ that her late husband had been open with friends about his bisexuality and would not have been ashamed of the affair becoming public knowledge. She also mentioned that Brando had written extensively about his relationships with men in his diaries, portions of which were explored in the 2019 book, The Richard Pryor Diaries, for which Lee Daniels wrote a foreword. Matthew Perry, best known for his role as Chandler Bing on the beloved TV show Friends, passed away on October 28, 2023, at the age of 54. The actor was discovered unresponsive in his jacuzzi, leading to widespread speculation that he may have drowned. However, an autopsy later determined that Perry had died from a ketamine overdose. Perry had openly struggled with drug and alcohol addiction throughout his career. He began using substances in his early days, but eventually managed to achieve sobriety. Through his recovery, Perry became a vocal advocate for addiction rehabilitation. He worked as a spokesperson for the National Association of Drug Court Professionals and was honored with the Champion of Recovery Award by the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy in 2013. In interviews shortly before his death, Perry appeared optimistic and was reportedly content with his life. Friends and colleagues, including Friends co-creator Marta Kaufman, spoke about his positive outlook and his commitment to helping others overcome addiction. However, following his death, anonymous sources claimed in an article by Us Weekly that Perry may have continued recreational drug use in the years prior, despite maintaining a public image of sobriety. These allegations included troubling details, such as a physical altercation with a close friend who tried to intervene and accusations of abusive behavior from a romantic partner. The allegations shocked those who had supported Perry during his recovery. In May 2024, the Los Angeles Police Department launched an investigation into how Perry obtained the high dose of ketamine that caused his death. The case left many wondering if the allegations about his private life were true and how these circumstances might have contributed to his tragic end. Mary Tyler Moore, renowned for her radiant smile and impeccable comic timing, first captivated audiences with her role as Laura Pitre on The Dick Van Dyke Show. Her charm and comedic talent in the role launched her into stardom. But it was her groundbreaking work on The Mary Tyler Moore Show that truly defined her legacy as a television icon. Moore's career extended beyond television, with notable performances in films like Ordinary People, for which she earned an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. Though she remained a beloved figure throughout her life, Moore kept a deeply personal secret hidden from the public. Diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, she experienced a severe decline in her vision as early as the 1980s. By the latter part of her life, she was nearly blind. Despite her struggles, Moore kept her condition private for decades, a fact only revealed after her death on January 25, 2017, at the age of 80. Her husband, Dr. Robert Levine, later disclosed her battle with diabetes-related vision loss to Page Six. In her honor, Levine established the Mary Tyler Moore Vision Initiative, a nonprofit organization dedicated to combating vision loss and blindness caused by diabetes. This initiative continues to raise awareness and support for those facing similar challenges. James Gandolfini, renowned for his portrayal of the complex mob boss Tony Soprano in The Sopranos, passed away on June 19, 2013, at the age of 51. His sudden death from a heart attack while vacationing in Italy shocked fans and the entertainment industry alike. Gandolfini left behind a legacy as one of Hollywood's most talented and generous actors. Steve Schirripa, who played Bobby Bacalieri on The Sopranos, revealed during a 2013 radio interview that Gandolfini's generosity extended far beyond the set. Schirripa shared that Gandolfini gifted $33,000 each to 16 of his co-stars during the fourth season of the show. This act of kindness followed a tense contract dispute between Gandolfini and HBO, which had temporarily threatened the continuation of the series. Concerned about the potential financial impact on his castmates, Gandolfini distributed over $500,000 of his $13 million contract to ensure everyone was supported. Schirripa remarked, "As great an actor as he was an even better person. He looked out for everyone." Gandolfini's extraordinary kindness and selflessness cemented his reputation not just as a stellar performer, but also as a deeply caring individual, leaving an indelible mark on those who worked with him. Grace Kelly, the Hollywood starlet who became a real-life princess, tragically passed away on September 14, 1982, at the age of 52. She succumbed to injuries sustained in a car accident in Monaco, with reports suggesting that a stroke while driving may have caused the crash. Kelly's rise to fame began with her role in High Noon alongside Gary Cooper. Her performance in The Country Girl earned her an Academy Award for Best Actress, solidifying her position as one of Hollywood's leading ladies. However, Kelly's seemingly glamorous life masked a difficult childhood. As revealed in Grace Kelly, Hollywood Dream Girl by Jay Jorgensen and Manoa Bauman, Kelly endured a physically abusive mother and sister, as well as an anti-Semitic father who disapproved of her Jewish boyfriend, Don Richardson. Her father, John Kelly, once even attempted to bribe Richardson with a Jaguar to end their relationship. The book also detailed how Kelly's father, consumed by work, golf, and politics, was emotionally absent during her formative years. Despite these challenges, Kelly persevered, rising to prominence as an actress and later becoming the Princess of Monaco. Her marriage to Prince Rainier IA brought its own set of struggles. Kelly gave up her successful film career to embrace her duties as a princess and engage in philanthropic work. However, as Jorgensen and Bauman claimed, Kelly missed her Hollywood career deeply and suffered from depression. Knowing that a cherished part of her life was forever out of reach, Rock Hudson, whose career took off in the 1950s, was celebrated as a quintessential leading man in Hollywood, starring in classics like Giant, for which he earned an Academy Award nomination. While his public persona exuded confidence and charm, Hudson privately grappled with the realities of being a closeted gay man in an era when the entertainment industry was deeply unaccepting of LGBTQ+ individuals. His sexual orientation was a closely guarded secret, meticulously managed to maintain his image as a heterosexual heartthrob. In the early 1980s, Hudson's declining health became evident. His struggle with AIDS became public when he appeared gaunt at a press conference with Doris Day. At the time, AIDS was stigmatized and primarily associated with gay men. Hudson became one of the first celebrities to openly face the disease, albeit without ever publicly acknowledging his sexuality. He passed away on October 2, 1985, marking a turning point in public awareness about AIDS. Shortly after his death, his autobiography, Rock Hudson, his story revealed candid details about his private life, including his love for his former partner, Lee Garlington, whom he called his true love. Years later, a leaked private conversation between Hudson and his ex-wife, Phyllis Gates, disclosed her confrontation about his sexuality during their marriage in the 1950s. Hudson's legacy remains as both a Hollywood legend and a poignant reminder of the challenges LGBT+ individuals faced in his time. David Cassidy, beloved for his role in The Partridge Family, passed away on November 21, 2017, at the age of 67. His death resulted from complications related to liver failure, a condition exacerbated by years of alcohol abuse. Less than a year before his passing, Cassidy announced his retirement after a concert in Agora Hills, California, where he struggled to remember lyrics and even fell off the stage. He attributed his condition to dementia, a disease that had affected his mother and grandfather. However, Cassidy later admitted that his dementia diagnosis was false. In the documentary David Cassidy, The Last Session, he revealed he had been battling liver disease caused by alcoholism. Cassidy confessed, "There is no sign of me having dementia at this stage of my life. It was complete alcohol poisoning. The fact is, I lied about my drinking." While his family believed he had stopped drinking, Cassidy admitted to continuing his alcohol use. The documentary's co-producer, Sarah Weinfeld, noted that Cassidy's honesty about his struggles offered a valuable insight into his life and legacy. Despite the controversy, Cassidy's openness about his addiction served as a poignant reminder of the toll substance abuse can take, even on the most beloved stars. Jimmy Savile, once revered in the United Kingdom for his eccentric persona and extensive charitable work, became one of the most reviled figures in history following his death. Known for hosting popular shows like Top of the Pops and Jim'll Fix It, Savile's career in entertainment spanned decades, beginning in the late 1950s. After his death in 2011, shocking allegations of sexual misconduct and abuse surfaced. Reports revealed that Savile had allegedly victimized as many as 450 individuals, including children, elderly patients, and incapacitated individuals in hospitals. Investigations uncovered a disturbing pattern of abuse spanning decades, with some cases dating back to 1958. Despite rumors and warnings during his lifetime, police investigations failed to lead to charges, citing insufficient evidence. It wasn't until after his death that the sheer weight of evidence against him became overwhelming. In response, institutions began distancing themselves from Savile, revoking honorary titles and expunging mentions of his name. The revelations about Savile serve as a grim testament to the systemic failures that allowed such abuse to persist unchecked during his life. Laurence Olivier, one of the most influential figures in theater and film, passed away on July 11, 1989, at the age of 82. Former film publicist Michael Munn revealed in Olivier's biography unsettling details about his childhood. As a schoolboy, Olivier was reportedly abused by a schoolteacher priest. Additionally, after his mother died during his youth, His father displayed indifference toward him from birth. Munn suggested that an early experience with an acting teacher, who seduced Olivier, left a lasting psychological impact, intertwining his passion for acting with feelings of guilt related to sexual transgressions. This may have contributed to Olivier's infamous stage fright. In 1971, Olivier starred in Eugene O'Neill's Long Day's Journey into Night at the British National Theatre. According to the play's director, Michael Blakemore, the aging actor struggled to remember his lines during rehearsals, causing significant concern. In his autobiography, Confessions of an Actor, Olivier revealed that his stage fright was so severe that he often vomited backstage before performances and needed his stage manager to push him on stage after he had composed himself. Bob Crane, best known for his portrayal of Colonel Hogan on the popular TV series Hogan's Heroes, met a tragic and violent end on June 29, 1978. He was found murdered in his Scottsdale, Arizona apartment at the age of 49. Crane's death was caused by severe head injuries inflicted by a blunt object, and an electrical cord was found wrapped around his neck. The investigation into his murder revealed shocking details about Crane's private life. Among his possessions, investigators discovered numerous Polaroid photos and videotapes featuring homemade pornography, which he had been creating for years. According to the Daily Mail, Crane's dressing room was referred to as Porn Central. One of his co-stars, Richard Dawson, recalled Crane openly sharing his collection of tapes and photos with others. Crane's second wife, actress Sigrid Valdis, whom he met on the set of Hogan's Heroes, disclosed that Crane had a fascination with photography from the start. However, she later revealed that he often exploited women and even expressed his wish that they could simply disappear after he was done with them. Crane's close association with electronic salesman John Carpenter, who helped him set up his recording equipment, eventually made Carpenter the prime suspect in his murder. Although Carpenter was arrested, he was acquitted due to a lack of concrete evidence, leaving the case unresolved for decades. Anthony Perkins, an acclaimed American actor and singer, is best remembered for his Oscar-nominated role in Friendly Persuasion and his chilling portrayal of Norman Bates in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho and its sequels. Perkins passed away on September 12, 1992, at the age of 60 from complications related to AIDS, a fact disclosed only after his death by his widow, Berinthia Berry Berenson. Perkins lived a private life and, until his 30s, had exclusively been in relationships with men, including notable figures like Rock Hudson and Tab Hunter. At 39, he had an affair with actress Victoria Principal, and at 41, he married photographer Berinthia Berenson. Despite his fame, Perkins kept his AIDS diagnosis private for 2 years, receiving treatment under pseudonyms to protect his identity. In a statement prepared before his death, Perkins explained his decision to keep his illness a secret. "I chose not to go public about having AIDS because, to misquote Casablanca, I'm not much at being noble. But it doesn't take much to see that the problems of one old actor don't amount to a hill of beans in this crazy world." His wife later expressed her sorrow over how Perkins, a man who had brought so much joy to others through his work, was unable to be his true self even in his final days. Gene Wilder, cherished for his timeless performances, passed away at the age of 83, leaving fans and colleagues heartbroken. Wilder's career blossomed in the 1960s with his breakout role in The Producers, directed by Mel Brooks, for which he earned an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. This collaboration with Brooks became one of the most iconic in comedy, producing classics like Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein. In the latter, Wilder not only starred but co-wrote the screenplay, solidifying his reputation as a comedic genius. Wilder's last on-screen appearance was in 2 episodes of NBC's Will and Grace in 2003. He retired from acting shortly thereafter, and it wasn't until his death in 2016 that fans learned he had been battling Alzheimer's disease for several years. In a statement released by his family, they explained that Wilder had chosen to keep his illness private to protect the joy of his fans. The decision to wait until this time to disclose his condition wasn't vanity, the statement read, but more so that the countless young children that would smile or call out to him as Willy Wonka would not have to be exposed to an adult referencing illness or trouble. Wilder's final act of kindness ensured that his legacy remained one of joy and laughter, preserving smiles even in his absence. Clark Gable, famously known as the King of Hollywood, passed away on November 16, 1960, at the age of 59, following a heart attack. His death marked the end of an era in the golden age of Hollywood. Gable's meteoric rise to stardom began in the 1930s, and he became one of the industry's most bankable stars, earning an Academy Award for Best Actor for his performance in It Happened One Night. After his death, significant revelations about Gable's life emerged, including his secret daughter, Juby Lewis, born from an affair with actress Loretta Young. The two co-starred in the 1935 film Call of the Wild, during which Young became pregnant. To avoid scandal, Young temporarily withdrew from public life, gave birth in secret, and later claimed to have adopted the child. Juby Lewis eventually pieced together the truth, which her mother confirmed when Lewis was 31. In her own book, Uncommon Knowledge, Lewis detailed her discovery and the impact of learning her true parentage. Young's authorized biography, Forever Young, published after her death, corroborated the story, revealing the lengths Hollywood stars went to protect their public images. Carrie Fisher, beloved for her portrayal of Princess Leia in the Star Wars franchise, passed away on December 27, 2016, at the age of 60. Her death uncovered numerous previously unknown aspects of her life. In a biography released after her passing, it was revealed that Fisher had relationships with David Bowie and Freddie Mercury in the early 1970s when she was just 17 years old. Bowie also reportedly introduced Fisher to illicit drugs, which she later acknowledged played a role in her lifelong battle with addiction. Fisher met Bowie and Mercury through Mick Jagger at a party she attended with her mother, Debbie Reynolds. Her close friend Joan Hackett shared that Fisher had once reflected on Bowie's influence, saying, "I took drugs with him. I have no one to blame but myself for my future addiction, but he certainly led me to the water to drink." Fisher's final days were equally dramatic. On December 23, 2016, she suffered cardiac arrest on a flight from London to Los Angeles. Despite the efforts of airline staff and passengers, Fisher passed away shortly after being hospitalized. Her candidness about her struggles and her untimely death added a layer of poignancy to her legacy as a beloved actress and advocate for mental health and addiction recovery.